Hello and welcome to the Brother Banter Show. I'm back after a quick little paternity break. I had to welcome my son into the world, but now we're back. My name is Nick, and as always, I'm joined by my brother Jack.
How you doing?
Um, Real quick, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment asking us a question. It would be awesome if we could do a Q&A session. Um, so do that, please, now. Okay, well, Jackson, we had a kid.
Yeah, that is true. Uh, this is very interesting for me because like mom just kind of abandoned us for like a week to go and live out with you, take care of some stuff out by you guys. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So it was like I would just go to work and dad and I would just shoot the shit after work and like hang out and had to do a lot of dishes and some chores along the way. But yeah, and you cut your hair and
Oh yeah,
just,
yeah. We got a
I
lot of big things going on around here.
that's right. I have no idea about anything. I thought babies were supposed to smell good, like straight out of the womb and shit, and I had no idea what's going on. I have
It's,
never held an infant child before. It's crazy.
well, it was pretty crazy, and we're both so grateful that mom and Hannah's mom Lori could have come out here and taken helped us out and as much as they did.
Yeah.
So yeah, like on what was it the 26th? We woke up and Hannah's water had broken at night, and then we called the doctor and they said, yeah, go ahead and come on in, because sometimes they'll want you to labor at home for a little while before you come in.
Mm.
Um, but they were like, no, go ahead, come on in. So we grabbed our little bags that we had packed with our clothes and toothbrushes and all that kind of stuff, because you don't know how long you're going to be at the hospital for.
Yeah.
So we um, just grabbed our stuff and then headed over to the hospital. We got checked in, and then they started Hannah on some pitocin, which it helps induce labor,
Okay.
so that her contractions would come and um, start moving the baby down into the birth canal. So did that for a while, like pretty much all throughout the day, and then the contractions kind of peaked a little bit. She took a little bit of medicine through an IV to just reduce the pain a little bit, but did not do an epidural, which is what normally people do, which is like this little kind of like balloon thingy. That's not a balloon thing. Yeah, so it goes in your spine between like
Uh,
your spine and your spinal cord and your vertebra,
okay.
and
Yeah.
it just puts a little pressure on your nerve there, so that you don't feel the pain anymore.
Uh huh.
So she did not do that. A lot of people normally do,
She a
because it
strong ass broad. She don't give no fucks.
right. So I told her she's got a lot of street cred now, for not doing that. So she did not do the epidural. Around like 8, or no, it was probably 9 o'clock at night. She had been laboring all day. They took her off the pitocin, and then she took a hot bath, and that I think really helped just from observing. I think that really helped her, the pain and everything. And then so we sat in there for a while, probably 2 hours or so, and then got back into the bed, and it was like time around midnight. It was like time to push. So
Oh
she
shit.
did about an hour of pushing, and then he was born at 1:27 a.m. on March 27th, and it was crazy. We like just as I was sitting on her left side in the bed
Yeah.
and holding her left leg, and she is sitting there in the bed pushing, and I can see like his head like coming out with all his hair, and like it's just kind of matted down with amniotic fluid and blood or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like she pushes, and then he like moves forward, and then kind of comes back a little bit, and then on the next push moves forward more, then moves back a little bit when she relaxes, and then until he freaking shoots out of there, man. And then the doctors, they grabbed him real quick and put him like right out of the womb, right onto Hannah's chest up here. And that's where he stayed for like an hour. And it was just crazy. Like, he looked so dark, but that was because he hadn't been breathing.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's in a womb. There's no oxygen in there, so he's getting his oxygen from Hannah's blood. So then when they first come out, they scream, and that's to clear their lungs so that they can breathe on their own. And so they put him on her chest, and he just hung out there for like an hour. And I got to cut the umbilical cord,
Oh.
and it was not as gross or like weird as I thought. Like, I didn't know how I would react to seeing that. Because there's blood and there's amniotic fluid and just all sorts of nasty, gross stuff. But like, I was totally unfazed by it at all. So I cut the umbilical cord, and then they came and then snipped it real close to his belly button. And then after about an hour or so on her, they transferred him to me. So I had him on my chest, skin to skin as well. And then I don't really remember what happened after that. There was people coming in and out, like nurses and doctors and stuff checking on Hannah, and she tried to breastfeed him a little bit, and he was taking it but not doing super great.
Yeah.
And then like at night, since it's pretty traumatic for them because they just got squeezed out of a freaking birth canal, which is a rough ride for the baby too.
Yeah.
So he pretty much went to sleep for like 4 hours or so. And then in that time, like, he kind of threw up a little bit of amniotic fluid, and like we were a little concerned when we wake up from a little bit like a little nap, and there's like all this like bloody looking gross stuff that's coming out of his mouth. We're like, oh shit, is he dead?
Yeah.
So that was like the birth. And then after that, like, we were just kind of hanging out in the hospital, and it was really rough because the times that we could have slept, there was like a nurse coming in and checking on Hannah or checking on the baby or whatever. So, and that went on for like the next 2 days. So like, I didn't sleep at all for like probably 36, maybe close to 48 hours. And I was starting to feel like physically ill from not sleeping.
Oh, God.
So yeah, and it was all because of his like bilirubin levels, which happens when all babies have a little bit of jaundice when they're born, because Hannah's liver was filtering out all the impurities from his blood. So when he's born, his liver has to take over that job, and it was just taking his a while to do that. So that's why we had to stay in the hospital for a couple extra days, so that they could check on his bilirubin levels and make sure that they were going down. But they weren't, so we had to stay so they could monitor him. And then after a few days, they finally sent us home, and the next 2 days we had to be at the hospital at 8:00 to get his blood drawn so they could run another test, and then to the pediatrician at like 11 or 10:30, so that she could read the results and diagnose like what to do next. So we were up like all night feeding him, and then all day going to the doctor, and then all night again feeding him, cleaning him, taking care of him, and then
Yeah.
all day again at the doctor, and then it was just like this never-ending circus of things that we had to do, and it was so tiring, and we would have never we would have been able, I'm not going to say we'd never be able to have gotten through it without mom and Lori, but it would have been astronomically harder without them being there to clean and cook and let us take, a 2-hour nap or something. Like, they held the baby for a
Yeah.
little while, and it would have been so much harder without them there. So then he also had what's called a tongue tie. So that, like, the thing on the underside of your tongue there, like,
Yeah.
his is basically to the very tip of his tongue. So he couldn't move his tongue, like, hardly at all. And that was really restricting his feeding abilities.
Yeah.
So then we had another doctor appointment to get that taken care of. So they just, like, snipped it pretty
Oh,
much.
they just took some scissors and
Yeah, basically.
cut that
Yeah.
hoe up. Ow!
Yep. They
Cold blooded.
Yes. But now, like, he's got free reign with his tongue. He's feeding really well. His jaundice is gone. So, yeah, we're on the up and up. We're just hanging out now. We pretty much got a nice little routine going. But yeah, that was kind of like the first few days. It was really tough, just from not sleeping and having to be at places at certain times and not really knowing what we're doing the whole time, because we've never done anything like this before. But we figured it out, and we're on the right path.
Well, yeah, definitely. That's like what mom was just saying, that it was very funny, like, watching you guys like wash him for the first time, because like this is all something that you've never done before.
Right.
So it's just I feel like it'd be very interesting to watch.
Yeah. Especially the first time that we were giving him a bath here. We had him in. Somebody was holding him. I think it was Hannah, and he just started peeing all over the place, and it was just perfect. It was so funny.
Well, I heard that's what you did to Dad.
Yeah. What if Mom was saying the first time that Dad ever changed my diaper, I peed and pooped on him or something.
I don't know, something like that.
Well, that's just what babies do. They don't control it. They gotta go. They just go, man.
Hey, whatever, gets the job done.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, after those like first few days, it's gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
Having, like, again, Mom and Lori stayed for a couple days after he was born, helping us out, and then they left, and then we were trying to do this, like, the same thing that we had been doing, where we're getting up at night, feeding him, changing him, and so that was not working very well, because, like, I see it as like I'm there to take care of Hannah so that she can take care of Theo. But if I'm being awake all night and then also have to, like, clean and cook and do laundry and all that during the day when I should be sleeping or resting or whatever, it was totally unsustainable. So, like, we tried that for a few days, and it was rough. So what we've decided to do now is, like, I'm sleeping downstairs on the couch just so that I can sleep, like, through the night, and then during the day, like, I have, like, actual energy to do all the things that I need to do to support her, to allow her to take care of him as best as she can. Because I mean, I can't feed him, but I can do everything. I can do everything else.
Doing
Right. Because we're doing breastfeeding. Um, so yeah, for me to be able to do or fulfill like my role successfully, that's just something we have to do for a little while. He's already starting to sleep like more through the
Yeah.
night, like a little bit longer in between feedings. So it'll just be for like a couple weeks, and then we'll be back to 100% normal.
Yeah. But just for the time being, so that you can like sleep, be able to go to work the next day,
Yeah,
be able to like cook and clean and pick up, and while Hannah's doing the same thing, well, going to sleep.
right. Yeah. So because I only did 2 weeks of leave, um,
Yeah.
so I'm going back to work on Monday, and there's no way that I would have been able to go back to work if we were doing that where I was getting up with her every time as well throughout the night,
Yeah.
because we want to save that leave for to come home and spend some time with you guys,
Which
and like in the
I
summer.
appreciate that, but I was just like making sure that you guys are both like Hannah's not just doing like waking up all the time, being with the baby. You know.
No, I mean, well, yeah, she is, but then during the day, she'll
Yeah.
sleep, and I'll do everything else.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes more sense.
Yeah,
Makes more sense.
yeah, but I think that's working out a lot better for us.
Well, that's good as long as you guys got something that works, because all that not sleeping can lead to a lot of strain. And I know that
Hmm.
when I'm tired, I get pretty aggravated
Yeah,
real quick.
yeah, yeah. One thing that we've definitely noticed is that like he doesn't cry for no reason. Like there's always something that's wrong, and it's like our job to figure out what he's crying about and how to solve that problem. So it's just a big problem solving game kind of, and it's really hard to do that like effectively if you're really tired. Like Hannah came down the other night and was upset because she couldn't get him to go to sleep. He was so I she fed him a little bit more, and then I held him and told her to go to bed, and I took care of it from there. But he was just a little bit hungry, and he had to burp.
Yeah.
So it's like little things like that. You don't know because he can't communicate with you except for crying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so you as the parent have to diagnose and solve these problems as best as you can. And sometimes it's really hard and it's really easy to get frustrated, but you just have to remember that um, there's a reason for why he's crying, and it's your job to figure it out.
That's how I feel like with our dog Cooper. It's like he does not come down here normally. Like he did
Yeah.
just come to my room, and I was like, when I was turning around, I was trying to see what the hell he was doing, because normally he's trying to eat,
Yeah.
trying to shit or
Yep.
eat his own shit. All right. So I was like, normally he comes down in here when he's got to go outside.
Hmm.
That's every time that he normally comes down in here. I go outside, and sure enough, he's got to go out and drop a deuce or something. But it's like the same thing. Like it's just like obscure behavior, which is crying in Theo.
Yeah.
And it's like him coming down into my room. It's like, huh? Well, he probably needs something. Or I'll look at the time, and it's like 4:30, and I know Dad has not fed him, so I got to go feed him.
Right. Yeah. It's definitely taught me a little bit of patience. I was already pretty patient with things, like trying to when I'm trying to figure things out.
Well,
Um,
yeah.
but it's definitely showed us the value of being patient and like thoughtful about like why he could be crying and stuff like that.
That's yeah. I mean, that's I feel like that's a part of having a baby, is just being open and like gaining a shit ton of patience. Because we all think that we have patience, but like
Hmm.
until you get there, and it's like you're super tired, and he's just crying, and he's just crying, and you're just like, oh, I swear to fucking God, I just want to go to sleep.
Yeah.
that's like real patience.
And that was exactly what happened with Hannah the other day. She, was just a little upset that she couldn't figure it out, so I helped out and got her all squared away and moved on. But yeah, it's just solving problems and moving forward. That's all you can do, really.
Yeah, yeah.
And
That's life.
yeah, it really is. And like tomorrow, he's gonna be 2 weeks old already, which is just seems crazy. Like he's already been here for 2 weeks. Like what the
Yeah.
hell?
These are this things like it's never gonna stop. Like soon enough, he's gonna be fucking 5 years old, and he's just gonna be watching us play Xbox and stuff. Like,
Yeah,
like that's what's crazy to me is like, I mean, by the time I first see him, he's probably gonna be like crawling and like shit.
I don't. I have no idea what the timeline is for that kind of stuff. I think like 6 months, maybe.
I have no idea. All I do know is I'm trying to stay away for at least for now. Just with all this coronavirus bullshit, I don't.
Yeah,
I just not playing that one close to the chest. You know what I'm saying?
right. And that's why mom and dad decided not to come out here because they were supposed to come this weekend, but they decided not to. Just just to be safe, I guess.
Well, yeah. Like I haven't went and saw Pop, Carol, or Grandma and Grandpa. Like I've avoided seeing anybody old. Just I don't think that I have it. I might have had it. We don't know when the hell this shit started, really. Like people are saying that you could have had it like late September and shit. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't. It's not worth the risk for me.
Right. It's yeah. You'd rather be safe than sorry.
Yes, but I mean, if I did have it though, like I don't think I could give it again or give it to anybody. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not
I don't.
sure.
I don't know how viruses work or nothing. I ain't no cytometologist.
Yeah, I mean, and like having a kid during this time is not like I feel like the world is kind of shut down, so it's not like it's that big of a
Yeah,
deal. It's like obviously you don't want him to get sick, but we're not going anywhere. Like we're just going to the freaking grocery store and to the hospital
yeah.
for doctor's appointments and whatnot. And at those appointments, like they only let one of us go in with him, um,
It's interesting.
and uh, the pediatrician she let us both in the first time just because she wanted to meet both of us. Um, but after that, no. And she did telemedicine, so we just basically had like a Skype call with her
Yeah.
to just to talk about how he's doing and stuff. Um, but we do have to go back for his 2 week appointment on like Tuesday or Monday or something like that. But yeah, it's kind of and like oh my god, the hospital. Every time that we would go to get his blood drawn, like we would have to get our temperature checked, and they would have to ask us like if we've been out of the country, if we've
Yeah.
been in contact with anybody who might have it, have we been feeling bad? Got to fill out this whole questionnaire every single time, and
Every time.
yes, they were very, very, very strict about it. Um, which makes sense because hospitals are kind of breeding grounds for disease sometimes.
Yeah.
So they had to be very careful about it.
Still, that's kind of crazy. Like I've had my therapy sessions have been canceled. I
Mm-hmm.
was supposed to go see GI gastroenterologist, whatever the hell.
Yep.
I was supposed to have two appointments, both of which got canceled. My dentist got canceled.
Yeah.
Uh, I've got to talk to the GI doctor now, through, like on the phone. So I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna go. I mean, like what? He's just gonna ask me questions.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It's gonna be interesting, I guess. But
Yeah, it's like the world's figuring out how to work and like do things remotely without,
face to face
human
interaction.
contact, right? Just so it's really interesting to see how like different industries are doing that. Uh, like Lori is a teacher,
Mm.
and she was like meeting with her students and other teachers over Zoom. I think is the program they use, the video conferencing
Zoom's
program.
really popular for a lot of people in school right now. Yeah.
Yeah, so she was doing that with her students and with the other teachers, and it's pretty cool that they can do that. Um, well, granted, if they have the technology, there was one
Yeah.
kid that she said he wasn't able to participate because they didn't have any computers with a camera on them.
Mm.
So you have to figure out something else for a student like that. Because I mean, you can't just assume that every kid or every person has video chat capabilities.
Yeah. But I mean, at the same time, I guess I'd never realized how few people have it, even living in like a first world country, or like the areas of which we grew up in.
Mm-hmm.
I never really thought about that.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people, and some people don't even have internet. You think about
I
that?
was I didn't until like 20 minutes ago because I went outside and like let Cooper out,
Mm-hmm.
and one of my friends, Clarissa Perez, lives like a street behind us, and she was walking her dog, and I was just like asking because she's like a student teacher or something. She
Mm-hmm.
teaches somewhere around here. She's a gym teacher, and she was just talking about like how some kids don't have internet or accessibility to like
Mm-hmm.
anything, so they have to like drop off like paperwork for these kids to fill out for like schoolwork and stuff.
Yeah,
But I did not really think about that. No.
yeah. I mean, and that those problems require other solutions. The easiest thing obviously is just to video chat, but when that's not available, you got to figure something else out.
Well, yeah, you gotta still go to school. Get that education. You gotta get learned.
Right. One thing that I thought about when you say that you still got to get an education, I asked Lori, how many kids do you think after this will be homeschooled by their parents? Because they're kind of doing that now.
Yeah,
So I want
it's like assisted homeschooling, I guess, because the teachers still make the lessons and things.
they really for like 2 or 3 weeks they really didn't have a whole lot of contact, but now
Yeah,
they're like starting to get contact going again. So I wonder. I'm just curious, like how many will there be like a spike in homeschooling now after this? After a mom's done it for a month, she thinks that well maybe I could do this more efficiently. So I spend only 4 hours a day teaching my kid, and then we go do other things when he's normally at school for 8 or whatever it is.
yeah.
So that was just the one question I had. That'd be really interesting to see.
It will be. I think that it's either like you're gonna love it or you're gonna hate it because I know a lot of people don't have the time necessarily to homeschool,
Yeah.
and I know that a lot of kids hate being home. Like
Right.
they appreciate the social atmosphere that school brings
Right.
along with the education.
Right.
Shout out to Yorkville Public Schooling. The social atmosphere I feel like was a lot stronger than the educational atmosphere.
Yeah. Absolutely. Can vouch for
But
that as
I
well.
mean, I don't know. I think homeschooling is great and all. I think it's like it could definitely be done well, but I feel like the social atmosphere of being in like public high school has led to learning a lot more than what you would I would have learned if I were to have been like homeschooled. You know what I mean?
Like learning about people.
Yes,
Yeah.
and like yeah, and interacting with one another and gaining like those social skills.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
which only occur when you're around a bunch of people. But
right. Yeah, I agree. That it kind of forces you to learn things about people, but I think that also you could have situations where you learn from like in groups, like social groups as well.
yeah,
Outside of that, like if a kid was homeschooled, then you could have a group, at every evening or something, that they go and do crafts, or who knows. There's all sorts of stuff like that for kids that don't have uh, or don't go to school.
yeah.
Um, yeah. So another thing about the whole like teaching kids now that they're at home. So Lori teaches in a small school district in rural America. So her parents mostly care. There's a little bit of a technology problem, but the parents want their kids to learn and they want them to do well, and so they're involved. And then we were talking to Hannah's friend Heidi, who teaches at a small school in urban Orlando, Florida,
Yeah.
and she's like, we can't even contact the kids' parents at all. Like they they can't freaking find the parents. They don't even know if like the kid's at home. Like they have had no contact, and they've tried to contact people. Um, and it's just really interesting for me to see the difference in how parents being involved changes a kid's education.
Well, yeah. Like I don't know. I always wanted to do better in school because I knew that like mom and dad were like cared about me going to school and shit. So like I always wanted to do better. But like if they didn't care, I would not have fucking graduated high school. Like we're just being honest here.
So right, and like and plus mom and dad like helped.
Oh
They
yeah,
they helped with your homework. Like if you had a question, you could ask them, and most of the time they would know or be able to figure it out or help you figure it out. But
yeah.
like these kids that Heidi's teaching, they don't even their parents might not even be home. They might be home alone for days on end. They're like in freaking second, third, fourth grade, and they're just out
Florida people,
there
dude, they're fucking
on
crazy.
what?
They're Florida people, dude. They're crazy.
Well, I just think they don't give a shit about their kids, and now they're being
What it
forced
seems
to
like.
take care of them, and they don't want to at all. So it's kind of sad, but it's the reality.
Well, yeah, and we are also outsiders looking in on a situation that we don't really know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that definitely seems like they don't give a fuck about their, like, it definitely doesn't seem like they care, but
From what Heidi says, that's
yeah,
that's what it seems like, is that the parents just absolutely do not care. They treat the school like a daycare. Um, so
I mean, that's how I always kind of thought about school. It was like, really, like, weren't learning much, but we were paying to come here to get a piece of paper that said we got taught certain things when it
mhm.
really feels like a fucking daycare. Like, I can do and say whatever the fuck I want, and you're really not going to do anything to stop.
In a lot of circumstances, yeah, that's true.
Like, I don't know. I wasn't a bad kid or anything, but there's definitely instances where it's just like this is just a glorified daycare.
Yeah,
That's Hey, that was high school. It was a good time though. I had a good time. I had a great
well, that's good. And you graduated. Excuse me. And you graduated, so that's good.
Yeah.
That's all that
Yep.
matters, really.
Yep. I might have to take Swahili to
Swahili.
graduate college.
Swahili.
Yep. It's a foreign language
Do you, so. Okay, explain that. Why do you have to take Swahili?
because not, it's you would have to take four Spanish classes in order to get the credit to get the degree that I'm going for.
Okay.
I have to take 2 classes of this other foreign language, and I will be able to get it this coming year.
Okay.
Um, not necessary. I don't have above 70% in my Spanish class going into the end of the semester, so I'm going to have to drop that. And instead of taking another semester or taking class over the summer, I'm gonna try taking this other language because a friend of mine is done with that now. He took the 2 classes and he said that it was fairly easy, and there's a bunch of extra credit that gets offered, and all the football players are suggested to take this class.
um,
You understand what that means.
I do understand what that means. Um, but is there what other languages are offered that would fulfill that requirement?
It was like Burmese. There was a bunch like Indonesian. I don't know. I've got an email somewhere, but there was like 5 or 6 different like languages that were just like 2 courses like that.
Was there sign language at all?
No,
No, no American Sign Language, really.
not for a 2 course class. Like I need it to be 2 courses to be able to finish
Hmm.
this coming.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say sign language is a lot more useful than Swahili.
Oh
So
well, at this point we're just trying to get the piece of paper.
correct. Yeah, and that's what you should do. Just graduate as fast as you can and move on.
Yeah.
Because I think that'll be good for you to just to be done and get on with life.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
But again, I really liked sign language. I thought that was a lot of fun. I did 2 courses at Wabansi, and I thought it was really cool and
Yeah.
a good useful thing to know. There's a lot more situations where you could use sign language over Swahili, but that's all right. Gotta do what you gotta do.
It's the way. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
I think that we might try to teach Theo some sign language when he's younger. So like when he can actually kind of understand and try to start to communicate with us, like when he's hungry or has to go to the bathroom or that kind of thing. So
That'd be pretty interesting too. Like this is it's a book that has yet to be written. So that's it's all whatever you want to put into this instruction manual.
yeah,
It's kind of crazy.
it's really weird to think about that he knows nothing, and we're going to teach him how to be a person,
Well,
like
yeah, just
everything.
yeah. No, yeah, literally everything. It's
Yeah.
like should raise him to be left-handed. Come on.
No, he's already kind of. I thought maybe a couple times he was showing some right-handedness, like some
How can you
tendencies.
tell he's 2 weeks old?
I know, but I'm just saying he was doing he like kind of well like I don't know. He kind of goes at things with his like he like moves his like right arm like
Mm.
more than his left arm it seems like. But I don't know. He'll probably be a righty just because the majority of people are. So if you're gonna bet, that's probably a
Oh
safe bet.
well, if I were a betting man, I'd definitely bet on him being right-handed.
He might be ambidextrous. Who knows?
I lay it firm in the cut. Play sports with my right, draw and do a bunch of stuff with my left,
Yeah.
right with left. I don't know. You gotta find a firm medium. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I I'm pretty skilled with both hands, but I prefer to. I mean, I can't write clearly with either hand, so my I have to write in to be able to understand my handwriting. I have to write very slowly and in all capitals.
Yeah, I have to draw. I have to write very slowly, or like it has to be really big. It has to be
Yeah.
really. That's the only way. Like if I'm just writing something fast, like just like scribbling, like as I look over here, I've got like a notebook. Because
Hmm.
I had to write a script for one of my classes, and so like I was just like jotting down ideas, and it's like if I look back at this, it's kind of questionable.
You can't even read it.
Yeah, it's all right. It's whatever.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not good. My cursive is a lot better in my left hand than my right. I know that for sure. But it's all around bad.
Yeah, I
So
agree. Handwriting is not one of my skills. We'll say.
no, not a strong skill set of mine. I
So,
do like calligraphy though sometimes and like drawing like big letters, but
mm-hmm,
like that's not like handwriting. That's like more like drawing.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it
That's
is. It's more of a art form.
definitely.
So, what do you think about my haircut here?
It reminds me of when I was a child, just going and getting number ones all the time. So I'm not that shocked by it. I was when you called me because I like your hair was already short, and then you're just like, ah, fuck it, just get it off.
Yeah,
Get
basically,
all
because I had it super long. I just let it grow forever, and I was like, all right, kind of tired of this. Now let's shave it off, see what happens. So here we are. I don't like the in between. Don't like it like medium length. It's either got to
oh
be
yeah,
it's either got to be
long or
super
short.
short or super long.
Yep, yep. I'm the same way. Like it sucks once you get that like middle ground, like the kind of shit I'm living through right now. It's just like ah fuck, I can't get it cut anyways.
Right.
Not gonna go out of my way to get it cut. I'm not cutting it. Ah,
Yeah.
so we're gonna live with this for a little while. People down at the county don't give a shit if I cut my hair, if I don't cut my hair. So yeah, yeah. I got to go back to work on Monday too. We're working split shifts.
Split shift. So what does that mean?
So it's like we had 6 guys working with my crew, my group of guys,
Mm-hmm.
and there's 30 guys working the other shift.
Jeez. What are you guys doing?
Uh, we go get these body bag sized garbage bags, and we just walk the ditch picking up shit. That's all we Monday through Friday. That's all we did. Picked up garbage in the fucking ditch.
have you um have you found any interesting objects?
Um, I have not found anything of my own personal interest. No, I found like a little like we found first of all we found probably like 1,000 fucking shooters, like the
Oh
little
yeah. Oh
box.
yeah. Those are all over.
Why is there so many?
I
What the
don't know.
fuck? Buy a bottle. Like you are spending more money on shooters than you would if you just bought a bottle. Oh Christ! And then we found that there's a woman who, or we assume it's a woman because she strictly drinks wine. And I don't know too many guys that strictly drink wine, but hey, they're probably out there.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this person, and it's like we are coming down Fox Road, and like there it was one of the neighborhoods off of Fox Road, and it's like all along Fox, we're just finding these like home Sutter wine like boxes, and they're just like they're like little bottles, but like whatever. And there's always like a mouthful left in the bottom of this bottle. I don't fucking know. We found probably like 250 coming into town. Coming into
Wow.
town, we probably found like 250. And so like
Oh.
we get to this neighborhood and there's like none. And I'm just like, what the fuck? We've been finding them for so long. Like that's it. Like that's the end of them. We get past this neighborhood probably like 100 yards, 150 yards, start finding them again. And we're just like, oh, so she definitely, or whoever it is, definitely lives there or frequently visits there. And just every time that they leave, they're just fucking saucing these bottles out the fucking window. Because every single one of them has like a mouthful left. I mean, I'm not even
So
kidding.
it's got to be the same person.
That's 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 what we were leaning
Mm-hmm.
towards. And we have to walk all the roads in the county, and we get to like Rock Creek Road, and we're
Nice.
still finding these fucking bottles. Like,
Jesus.
are you just driving around the whole county just getting ham boned off these fucking wines? Like, we seriously found probably like 750 total.
Wow. So thinking about this, if you mapped out the roads that she or that they were that you found these bottles on,
Yeah.
I'm sure you would be able to find the route from her place of work
No, that's
to
what we
her
were
home.
talking about too.
Yeah.
Yes, it's just like probably after she gets off work, she's
Mm.
just like, ah, fuck it, just
Probably
down. And
probably on the way to work and on the way home.
yep,
I
that's
I would say that's what happens. And then so she's got to go from home to work to the store to get those. And I bet you if you mapped it out where you found those, you would find her daily route.
oh yeah, that's because like that's the thing. It's like me and like two other guys, and we're just out walking the ditch. Like there's nothing out here. Like there's literally we're talking about the fucking cans and the amount of tins of chew that we're picking up just to keep going throughout the day.
Mhm.
So we as soon as we found like we started finding like the boxes like they come in like boxes like four or whatever. We found probably like 20 of them, and we were just like, what is going on? It's just like just kept finding them. So like we just automatically are trying to fill in the details about this person that we've never met, fucking don't know who the hell it is, but we're just talking about their alcoholism and how far they drive, apparently just plastered. But yeah, no, we haven't found anything too interesting. We kind of broke into a barn, but like I don't know, walked into an abandoned house off of some road. We found the plastic wrapper, like a plastic box for a big old dildo.
Nice.
Uh, a bunch of male sex enhancement pills, like
Okay.
surprisingly, so much liquor, so much fucking liquor, like just bottle, like we've got these literally like I put one on and like it was like a dress, like that's how big these goddamn garbage bags is. Yeah, and so we would fill it up like halfway, just like full of shit, and we would fill up like two or three bags a piece. And there's three of us walking like aside, and fill up like two or three bags a piece. Like on one side of the road, we'd have like three or four bags, and on the other side of the road, we'd have like three or four bags. So there's
Mhm.
just so much shit. But nope, didn't find any money or anything worthwhile really. Unfortunate. I found a $20 bill off Orchard last year, but
Nice.
not bad, not bad, but nothing too interesting as of yet so far. Only drama and stories. Uh,
So how's that working? Doing school remotely and then working during the day on the weekdays.
I mean, it's not bad for school because I was taking four classes Spanish. I've got to email some guy and make sure that I can get out of it, which I'm pretty sure I can. The last day is like May something or another, May 4th or something. And so I've got a media writing class, which I basically was writing, like I was just writing a script for. It has to be like 3 to 5 pages, and like he doesn't even like really post notes or anything. My advertising class, I he like posts notes throughout the week, and we have like a homework assignment, but it's like nothing like terrible. It's like my classes are very easy to manage. So like that's why I wanted to go back to work so early, and like that's why I was like texting Benny trying to get in this job back.
Mm-hmm.
Workflow is not that heavy. It's just writing the scripts is kind of taking a while just because it has to be kind of longer. But it's not anything bad, and like it's just Spanish. I cannot. It's I don't. It's just over the in class it was difficult. Over the computer I just get super frustrated with this fucking program
Yeah.
because it's like it has to be 100% accuracy, otherwise it's all wrong, and then that just fucking grinds my gears to no belief. And yeah, so that's that. And I mean it's not terrible though. I don't mind like going to work. It's just like going to work, getting home, doing homework, and then like having people like pester me to fucking get on Xbox or like let's go outside and do like this or that. I'm just like, dude, like go fuck yourself. You know, I got shit to do. Like, come on. And it's just like I hate that shit though. Like I hate being badgered to like It's like I've got this shit I want to do, and like that's something that I've come across recently in my life. It's like I've got this shit that I want to
Mm-hmm.
do, like, and you're just fucking pestering me. So like, why? Like, why the fuck are you doing this?
Well, because that person probably doesn't have as much responsibility as you, and so they're just looking for something to do. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just like something I think about, and it's just like because there's like certain things like I want to record, especially or
Mm-hmm.
like put on like YouTube. Me and like I've recorded two like Let's Play episodes of Castle Crashers,
Nice.
just like playing through. Hell yeah! And like there's a bunch of games I want to play through and just like go through like the campaign just to relive myself because like I don't remember like I know that the Call of Duty World at War was like an amazing story
Mm-hmm.
and it was like all cut in. It was like basically a documentary of World War II, like just how they cut in like actual footage from like the war
Mm-hmm.
and shit. And I think that's like very interesting. But it's like I don't know if I allowed myself to get this just fucking neck deep in this grind to get Damascus, or if I just I don't know. Need to bide time for the separate things that I fucking want to do.
And I think that's really, really important and very mature of you to understand that doing things that you want to do rather than doing things that other people want you to do is very important. I think for your
Well,
development as an adult.
well, yeah. Like if you think about it, like we never really had like choice. Like we had choice, but it was like you're gonna play football, and
Mm-hmm.
like I don't remember ever really making that choice. Like towards the later years, yeah, but like I don't know. As of lately, I've just been like I've been so I don't know if you know this. I don't know if I told you this or not, but a friend of mine may or may not have climbed on top of this abandoned bridge in Millbrook,
Oh yeah.
and yeah, and that was like really a liberating, like a liberating feeling. It was like pretty late at night, and we were just like went up there, we were just like hanging out and shit, and I was just like, this is so weird. This is so I would never have done this. And I was just like thinking about like why did I go like why did I do that? And like my friend was asking me, he's like, have you ever done this before? And I was like, nah. And he was like, well, you are absurdly confident for something that you've never done like this before. And I was like, you know what? I'm kind of sick of just like going through life. And I was just like thinking about it. I was just like, I would much rather live a life where I would be excited to write an autobiography and relive these fucking memories.
Yeah.
Aside from just going through like day by day, just being like, oh, like I just went to work and then I got home and fucking we made dinner and talked shit, watched the news, and it's just what does that amount to in the end of reality? And I was just like thinking about that for a while, and I just remembered that you had made a video about like your master plan,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just like, that's really interesting, like something I could get behind. And I was thinking about writing like my own master plan, and I was just thinking about just a lot of shit because I think that life can be pretty goddamn amazing if you allow it to be, but a lot of people don't or are scared that they're going to fail and then just accept the circumstances of which they're given.
Yes, that you're definitely right. There's a lot of people that are scared to fail, and that'll really, really hold you back. You should be more afraid of regretting not taking chances than you are scared of failing.
Yeah, and that's like with this coronavirus shit, like I tried streaming a lot and I don't know if I like streaming videos
Mm-hmm.
or if I like making videos like how I normally had before. Excuse me. But I don't know, it was just being willing to actually like try and actually like do that shit.
Yeah.
And that's led me to wanting to build like a computer for myself, which is something that I've never done.
Right.
And like I think that would be awesome. And like I just made so like this is all like part of this stuff that I would include like in the master
Mm-hmm.
plan. but it's like I want to build a computer so that I can edit videos better and be able to completely use some of the softwares that I already have to their complete potential because this computer is dog shit. But then I would want to like so I could use my drone to do real estate photography again, which I have done previously before, and I found out that we were undercharging like a motherfucker. So I was trying to make some bread.
Yeah.
I made a flyer that I'm gonna send to like Eric Casico's mom, who's she's a real estate
Mm-hmm.
agent who like knows a bunch of people. So I'm gonna send that to her and just see if I can make some money doing that, or like taking like portrait pictures or like anything. Like I would kind of want to learn how to like, print stuff again. I know I learned at Wabanzi, and I know that Wabanzi has a printer that I could probably finagle my way into, but Wabanzi's closed because COVID-19, gang. But
So printing stuff. What do you mean?
like you can like if I were so there's a bunch of pictures that I have of like eagles or like even like
Oh, okay. So like
so like
photo paper, that kind of thing.
correct.
Okay.
And so like yeah, just like print like have prints like that. I think it'd be kind of cool to sell. And like I was talking to Dad about this flyer, and like I am the type of person that's just like I just want to be as straight up and like honest with you as I can.
Mm-hmm.
And Dad was informing me that I need to try to sell myself more and like try to it's not like lie about myself, but try to like play myself up to something, which I'm really not used to. Like,
No,
I
we're the
don't know.
same in that. I'm not I'm not good at that. We're both very
Not good bullshitting like that.
right. We're both very kind of humble, I guess, or not very like outspoken about ourselves.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, so yeah, I've definitely encountered that with like in work situations and stuff like that. Like I like there'll be tasks that I know that I can do and do really well. But then they'll like be like, does anybody want to do this? And then there's always that one moron who's like, oh yeah, let me do it. And then you just know, like I just know that they're gonna do whatever it is just awfully, and then I'll just kind of timidly be like, well, I could probably do that, and then um, I get chosen because they know the quality of my work. But it's different trying to embellish yourself and make yourself seem better than you that not better than you are, but like try to expose your good qualities. Like it's
Yeah,
not a normal thing for us.
no, not really. But like, so all coinciding with this is like I wanted to. Yeah, I think about sounds and like that's why like writing the script. That's part of the first thing that like I really write is like what you would hear in like a scene or like what like because yeah it's mostly visual but like I really like appreciate sound design and shit. So I was gonna try to save up some money and get this thing called an OP1 synthesizer,
Mm-hmm.
which basically like you can make like any kind of sounds basically. So it's because it's all computerized and synth engines, so you can make just about any sound that you really want. And I think that it'd be really interesting to make like I could make like I've always been interested in music, and like I think it'd be really interesting to try to make my own music, and that would help with that. And I could use it to make like sound effects. So like for videos like this, like we could have like a soundtrack which would be royalty free because I would be making it,
Right.
and I could play it for like my videos or like just make like just I just enjoy like music and like sounds. And I think it's really cool because like I really like lo-fi music now because it builds like a presence
Mm.
more than it does in like normal music. Because it like normally there's a lot of like sad lo-fi music, and it always starts out with like rolling thunder or fucking rain or rain like landing on like the windshield of a car or like some like it can get like super specific. And I think that it's really interesting because you can really paint a picture just based on small sounds. like the wind or like a car purring or like just like somebody talking outside of a car even. I think that that's very interesting. I really like that, like small noises. Like honestly, like I've got this uh audio recorder, and I used to just like sit with like Annabelle when it was just Annabelle in the house, and like I would have it and like just just kind of weird. But like Annabelle, like what just listening to her like breathe, it just sounds so fucking different. Like through this because it's like your ears just like on roids, and you can hear like every little piece of it. I don't know. I just think that's interesting.
No, that's really cool. And I was thinking before you mentioned that, I was like, if you've, oops, I bumped my screen. You've got that sound recorder. You could record really high definition sounds and then put them into that synthesizer and do things that way.
It's my thought process as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's like mom. I feel like mom's felt like this for like a while now, but like everything that like I'd normally ask for like Christmas or like my birthday, it's all just pieces to the puzzle.
Yeah.
All because like that's what she said for my birthday. She's like, Jack, I feel like I'm literally buying you pieces. Like I don't know what these. I'm buying you chords and shit. I don't know what any of this. And it's like, well, now come down into my room and you can see that I can put this all together now, and it's not a terrible setup. But yeah, it's like that's what I feel like I've asked for Christmas for a long time. It's just like pieces.
Well, just building, and you just gotta have the vision of what you want to do, and just go for it. Don't be afraid to fail, like you said.
Definitely, and like that's why like that's another thing is like I feel like I'm allowing myself to focus a lot more on like Xbox and like progressing through shit that I want to do in that, and not really focusing more on like the theatrical things that I want to do, because there's like a lot of music that I think could hold a narrative and like be able to. I think it'd be really interesting to make like a music video that's like more of like telling like a story, and like the song is more of like the background type to it.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know. Just my mind wanders a lot, and I end up going down these avenues and think like, because oh god, did you ever listen to that song called "Algorithm" that I sent you off of Childish's new project?
We started listening to it, and then stopped. We got interrupted. It was like when we were at the hospital, so we got it. We got
Yeah,
interrupted. Then I
no
forgot
worries.
about
I
it.
was
So
It's no worries. It's just like a super post-apocalyptic kind of like feel. I don't know. It makes me feel like the beginning of like a Mad Max movie or something. And like because it's just so crazy, especially coming out like right now, and it's like talking. It's a very good song. Like I would just like daydream, and it's just like like all I would see when this like song is playing is like some dude like driving like a car like through like the city, and it's just like all like pandemic like breaking out, like people are like in the streets, and it's just like some crazy shit going on. And like that's like I think it'd be really interesting to try to capture that in like a video kind of format. But I don't know. And like I was also like I think that I don't know why, but I was just like they'd be really cool, like because there's a friend of mine named Ali Soroka that like choreographs like dances and shit,
hmm
and I think it'd be really cool to try. Like I was just like trying to plan on like how I could network and try to get like more people involved into something like this, so that we could just make some fucking dope shit, man. That's what it comes down to in the end, is like just want to make something that like looks cool or like has an interesting story or allows me to bury parts of my own emotional past. Fuck, I don't know.
yeah, no, that's all. It's all good stuff. That's probably a good way to end it. Make some dope shit. That's what I want to
Like
do.
even doing this, like I just think that this is awesome. Like I like listening back to us and shit.
Yeah,
They're just dumb, but it's fun.
yeah. I totally agree. I love it. That's like I want to do the farming thing, which would be dope shit for me. You got your more creative stuff, like your music and filming and all that. That's your dope shit. Like that's what we want to do.
Everybody's got got their own dope
Right,
shit.
that's what we want to do. So, and then for all you listening out there, you do your own dope shit. And
That's right.
that's it. We will see you next time.